What would happen if an object like 3I Atlas were to cross the path of Mars? Would it be the end of everything we know, or simply an astronomical spectacle that no one would be able to see? That's the question that in some ways leads us to explore a scenario that feels closer than we could imagine. What would the consequences be if 3I Atlas, such a mysterious and massive object, were headed directly toward our planetary neighbor? Could Mars, as a planet, withstand an impact of such magnitude? To understand what would happen, it's important to know exactly what 3I Atlas is. It's an asteroid that has attracted the attention of scientists and astronomers due to its size and trajectory, making it a particularly interesting object for those who study deep space. Although initially observed, it appeared to be a simple space rock. The most recent research suggests it has much greater potential than initially thought. Are we witnessing a threat that could change the course of history? 3I Atlas has an unusual orbit, and that makes it even more intriguing. As it moves through the solar system, it sometimes approaches Earth, sometimes moves away. But what if its path took it straight toward Mars? This is a scenario no one wants to imagine, but one that experts have considered a remote possibility. If 3I Atlas were to collide with Mars, the result would be devastating. But why? How would it affect Mars? And what impact would it have on us here on Earth? First, we need to understand that Mars, although it has a thinner atmosphere than ours, is a planet with a very active volcanic history. If 3I Atlas were to collide with its surface, the consequences would be immediate. The release of energy would be so enormous that the Martian surface would undergo a series of catastrophic changes. What kind of destruction would we witness on Mars? Scientists have predicted that an impact of such magnitude could cause a planet quake, capable of altering its crust. But is that all that could happen, or is there more? The impact would cause a massive release of gases and dust into Mars's atmosphere, potentially darkening its sky for weeks or even months. What effects would that have on Mars's climate? If 3I Atlas were large enough, the dust ejected into space could darken the Martian sky, preventing sunlight from reaching the surface, which in turn would further cool the planet. But is it possible that such an event would alter Mars's orbit in some way? This is something astronomers are still trying to unravel, as a change in Mars's orbit would have effects on its climate and perhaps its own stability. Of course, Mars is not a planet like Earth. Its atmosphere and magnetic field are much weaker, meaning it couldn't withstand an impact of such magnitude as our planet could. If 3I Atlas were to reach Mars, it would not only devastate its surface, but could also alter the balance of its atmosphere. Could this make Mars even less habitable than it already is? If Mars loses more than it already has, could it even be considered as an option for human habitation in the future? However, it's not just the direct impact that could be problematic. 3I Atlas, due to its size and speed, could create a number of secondary effects in the solar system. What would happen if the impact debris began to move through space? It's possible that small fragments, asteroids, would form, which could affect not only Mars, but other bodies in the solar system. How would this change the dynamics of our cosmic neighborhood? The worst-case scenario, according to experts, would be a chain reaction affecting other nearby planets, including Earth. In such an extreme case, the shock waves from the impact could even reach Earth's orbit. Although it's unlikely that the collision would directly affect our planet, the disruption of Mars's orbit could trigger cosmic events that indirectly affect Earth. But would it be enough to generate some kind of global cataclysm? Scientists continue to debate this possibility, but many agree that this type of event, while catastrophic for Mars, would likely not have devastating effects on Earth. So what happens after such a massive impact? After the initial devastation, Mars would be left in a state of chaos. Conditions would be very difficult for any life, although we already know that Mars is inhospitable in its current state. However, if the impact were that massive, there might be a remote possibility that Mars would become even less habitable. But is there any chance that the planet will recover over time? After such a catastrophic event, it could take millions of years for Mars's environment to recover, if it ever does. For now, this all remains speculation. How likely is it that 3I Atlas will actually collide with Mars? Astronomers have been monitoring this object's trajectory more closely in recent years, but it's still unclear whether it's an imminent risk or simply a scientific fantasy. Should we be worried about this type of event? Although it seems highly unlikely to occur in the near future, it's still fascinating to think about what would happen if such an extreme scenario actually occurred. How prepared are we to face such a collision? Although humanity does not yet have the technology to avoid an impact of this magnitude, advances in space science and astronomical observation give us hope that we could be better prepared to face a cosmic threat. But is it possible that technology will ever succeed in deflecting an asteroid of this magnitude? Or should we resign ourselves to the whims of cosmic fate? In the end, although a collision between 3I Atlas and Mars might be the worst possible scenario, there's something deeply fascinating about imagining the possibilities. It forces us to consider our place in the universe, how cosmic events could change the fate of the planets, and perhaps all of humanity. How close are we to a cosmic disaster? And more importantly, what can we do to prevent it? The vastness of space is so incomprehensible that we struggle to imagine how something so distant could affect our daily lives. We often think of cosmic events as merely a visual spectacle for curious observers, without fully understanding the potential impact they could have on Earth or other planets. But if an event like the collision between 3I Atlas and Mars were to occur, it would make us question our vulnerability as a species. But how does science prepare for events like these? Today, observing and monitoring asteroids and comets is a priority for space agencies around the world. Every year, telescopes search more precisely for nearby asteroids and comets, trying to anticipate any threats. However, not all objects in space can be detected, let alone deflected. If 3I Atlas were to make an unexpected close approach to Mars, would we be able to intervene in any way? Despite technological advances, we are still in the early stages of understanding how to protect our planet from a cosmic impact. Science fiction often presents us with quick and spectacular solutions, but in reality, deflecting an asteroid is a monumental task. We do not yet have the capability to launch missiles or devices that can deflect an object of this magnitude, much less control the impact of a massive space rock that could collide with a planet like Mars. So what if the impact isn't as destructive to Mars as expected? Although the odds of Mars escaping unscathed from such a large impact are low, the planet's ability to withstand the impact of a small to medium-sized asteroid is still possible. Has Mars suffered massive impacts in the past that have been forgotten over time? Scientists believe that in its early history, Mars experienced a series of cosmic collisions, many of which altered the planet's surface. Could Mars, after suffering an impact like 3I Atlas, become similar to Earth, or even more habitable than it is now? There are theories that suggest that if Mars had a thicker atmosphere and greater radiation protection, it could support life. After a major impact, some believe that the release of gases and particles could, ironically, enrich Mars's atmosphere, at least temporarily. But would this process be enough to create an environment suitable for life? Or would Mars remain an inhospitable place, destined to become a barren wasteland? What is certain is that an event of this magnitude, such as the collision between 3I Atlas and Mars, would be a reminder of how fragile we are, not only as human beings, but as a planet. If an asteroid can change the face of an entire world, what does this mean for us? Are we prepared to face an event of such magnitude on our own planet? Many wonder if humanity will ever be able to escape the threat of a cosmic impact. If Mars is unable to avoid its fate, what will happen to Earth? The idea of a catastrophic impact on Earth remains a recurring theme among scientists and space agencies. Although such events are extremely rare, the possibility of them occurring remains a latent threat. However, the fact that space agencies are working on asteroid monitoring programs may be the only safeguard we have. The future of 3I Atlas is uncertain, and the probability of this particular asteroid impacting Mars remains low. But as a society, are we really doing enough to prepare for a potential impact from an even larger object? If 3I Atlas could change the fate of Mars, could a similar asteroid alter Earth's orbit or change life as we know it? As we delve into the story of Mars, 3I Atlas, and the potential cosmic consequences of a collision, we must remember that the universe remains an unpredictable place. Mars could be forever scarred by such a massive event, but like the Red Planet, humanity continues to move forward, searching for answers and preparing for whatever the cosmos has in store. The question that always persists is, would this be the end of life as we know it, or simply another chapter in the long history of the universe, forcing us to adapt, learn, and perhaps one day survive? As we continue to explore these cosmic scenarios, we face an important question. How would humanity react if such an event occurred in our cosmic neighborhood? Even though Mars is so distant, simply imagining the magnitude of a cosmic impact reminds us how small we are in the vast universe. Earth might be safe for now, but that doesn't mean we should stop observing what's happening around us. The truth is that these types of events, although unlikely, could profoundly alter the stability of our solar system. If an asteroid like 3I Atlas were to approach Earth, how would we protect ourselves? Studies into possible solutions for deflecting asteroids have begun, but the reality is that we are still far from having the technology necessary for effective planetary defense. Would it be possible to stop an impact in time? Some believe the key could lie in researching new technologies, such as propulsion systems that can deflect massive objects or even employ more innovative methods like the detonation of nuclear explosives. But is this really a viable solution, or simply a fantasy we come up with in a desperate attempt to save ourselves from the inevitable. Meanwhile, we return to Mars. What would it take for the impact of 3I Atlas on its surface to be not only devastating, but also a factor that could irreversibly transform the planet? If the collision were to alter atmospheric conditions, what would be the consequences for its possible terraforming? Could Mars, despite the destruction it would suffer, become more fertile ground for the creation of a new atmosphere? The hypothesis of terraforming Mars is one of the most debated in space science, and although many are skeptical, an impact of the magnitude of such a massive asteroid could be an unexpected trigger for this process. Is it possible that nature will find a way to restore balance? But it's not just Mars. What does the possibility of other planets being destroyed or altered by cosmic events mean for us, as inhabitants of Earth? Mars may be the main setting for this story, but every planet in our solar system could be affected by an impact from an object the size of 3I Atlas. The question then is, are we prepared as a civilization to handle such a catastrophe? On this journey into the unknown, it becomes clear that space is far more dangerous than we often imagine. However, all is not lost. Although an event like this could bring us to the brink, humanity has a unique ability to adapt and find solutions to the most complex problems. Efforts to study and prevent cosmic impacts continue to grow, and each discovery brings us closer to understanding the cosmos that surrounds us. It's fascinating to think about how, despite the potential disasters that could be unleashed by a collision with a massive asteroid like 3I Atlas, there is something profoundly beautiful in our ability to dream, to explore, and to strive for a better future. Mars, in its current state, remains a distant and barren place, but the possibilities that we might one day explore, understand, and perhaps inhabit it remain a source of inspiration. As we move forward, the questions remain. Is humanity ready to face a cosmic threat, or will we merely be spectators of an event beyond our control? The answers may take years, decades, or even centuries to arrive. But what is clear is that regardless of what happens in the cosmos, we are still witnessing a wonderful adventure of exploration. Perhaps, in the end, the collision between 3I Atlas and Mars will not only be a reminder of our fragility, but also an opportunity to learn more about the universe and our place in it. Will this be a history-changing moment for humanity, or simply a cosmic lesson we'll never forget? Like everything in the universe, only time will tell. As we reflect on this shocking scenario, it's natural to wonder, if such an event occurs, how will it change our view of the universe? The cosmos, so vast and mysterious, remains a place full of secrets, and each new discovery makes us question our understanding of the world we inhabit. If something as monumental as a collision between 3I Atlas and Mars were to occur, it would force us to reconsider our priorities as a species. It's impossible to avoid the question of whether these types of cosmic events, however rare, should be part of our long-term plans as a civilization. If 3I Atlas can cause such devastation on a distant planet, what would we do if we ever faced a similar threat that endangered Earth? The awareness of our vulnerability, though often ignored, is something we must face at some point. Human curiosity, driven by the need to know more, leads us to research and seek solutions, but it also makes us more aware of the possibilities of things going wrong. Advances in space technology, such as the observation and tracking of near-Earth objects, are already helping us prepare for potential threats. The development of technologies to deflect asteroids, such as the idea of changing their trajectory through the use of spacecraft or explosives, may seem like the stuff of science fiction. But the reality is that these proposals are being seriously considered. However, as we mentioned before, we are not yet fully prepared to face an impact of this magnitude, nor do we have the necessary tools to protect our planet as a whole. It is a complex issue that requires the collaboration of scientists, engineers, and world leaders. If 3I Atlas, or any other large object, is headed toward Earth, the fundamental question will be whether we can divert its course in time. Will a simple push in space be enough to change the trajectory of a massive asteroid? Or perhaps we are in a situation where there is no solution, and what remains is simply to wait and watch while everything unfolds at its own pace. This raises a philosophical dilemma. Are we truly capable of controlling our destiny, or are we at the mercy of cosmic forces beyond our understanding? If scientists somehow managed to save Earth from a direct impact, the question about Mars would still be relevant. After all, if Mars were struck by 3I Atlas, the consequences for space research would be profound. It would be a grim reminder of how fragile planets are in the grand scheme of the universe. Although Mars is a desolate and seemingly lifeless planet, it remains a central target for terraforming studies and the possibility of future human colonization. How would space science be reconfigured after an event of such magnitude? A catastrophe like this might also teach us more about the nature of space and the behavior of asteroids. Studying these objects not only helps us better understand the potential hazards, but also the cosmic processes that have shaped our solar system. Ultimately, every crash, every collision, every disturbance in space serves a greater purpose in the development of human knowledge. And while this knowledge may not always be immediately useful, in the long term, it could hold the key to our survival. The impact of 3I Atlas on Mars would not only be a tragedy for the Red Planet, but also a lesson for humanity about the fragility of the universe. Although the idea of terraforming Mars may seem distant, constant research and space missions could, over time, bring us one step closer to the reality of colonizing other worlds. But would Mars still be habitable after such a devastating event? Or would we need to look for a new home in another corner of the cosmos? What is clear is that, like planets and asteroids, humanity is not immune to cosmic forces. Events that seem distant, such as a collision between Mars and an asteroid the magnitude of 3I Atlas, have the potential to impact us directly or indirectly. The consequences of these types of events could be more profound than we imagine, affecting not only our planet, but also our way of seeing life and the universe. As we advance in space exploration and improve our technology, we realize that we are closer to understanding the mysteries that surround us. Each new discovery brings us a little closer to understanding our true relationship with the cosmos. And while an event like the collision of 3I Atlas and Mars could be terrifying, it also reminds us how little we know about the secrets of the universe and what the future holds. So while Mars and the other planets continue their course in the vast darkness of space, our very existence remains a question without a definitive answer. What would happen if we really did face a cosmic threat large or small. The story is not yet written, but what is clear is that there will always be something beyond, waiting to be discovered. And perhaps, in the end, that is the greatest mystery of the universe. There will always be more to learn, more to explore, and more to understand, even when it seems we already know everything. As humanity continues to advance its exploration of the cosmos, questions about our future become ever more pressing. We find ourselves at a crucial point in our history, where, although scientific and technological advances have been impressive, we are still far from understanding the magnitude of the cosmic risks that could threaten our existence. Are we prepared for what could happen if an event of such magnitude, such as the collision of a massive asteroid, were to actually occur? The impact of 3I Atlas on Mars would be a reminder that the universe is an unpredictable place, where even the nearest planets can be altered by the force of an object that, compared to the vast distances in space, is a small rock. Mars, once considered a possible future human colony, could be forever transformed by a collision of such magnitude. How would humanity react if an event like this came close to Earth? The scenario of a direct impact on Mars makes us think about the implications for our own survival. Humanity, although capable of making great technological advances, has not yet reached the level of preparedness necessary to face a cosmic threat of this magnitude. If Mars were affected so drastically, would it be possible to apply the same principles to protect Earth from a similar fate? Asteroid deflection technology, although promising, is still in its early stages, and its effectiveness remains uncertain. This brings us to the fundamental question: what can we do to minimize the impact of these unpredictable events? The answers are still unclear, but the constant study of asteroids and other near-Earth objects remains our best defense. If we can identify these objects in time, we would have a chance to try to divert their course. But will this be enough to protect us from the next major cosmic threat? If 3I Atlas, or an even larger asteroid, is headed toward Earth, the question is whether we will be able to respond in time, or whether, like the universe itself, we will be overwhelmed by forces beyond our control. Ultimately, the lesson we should learn from all this is that, although the possibility of a catastrophic impact on Earth is low, the need to be prepared has never been more urgent. Science, research, and international cooperation will remain essential to addressing future cosmic challenges. If an object like 3I Atlas could destroy a planet like Mars, how close are we to an event that could threaten our very existence? But there's also something deeply comforting in the idea that, as a species, we're looking to the stars, seeking answers to questions that have intrigued us for millennia. Every breakthrough, every discovery, every space mission is a step closer to understanding our place in the universe. While we can't control everything that happens around us, we remain a resilient species, capable of adapting and evolving, even in the face of the greatest challenges. In the end, the collision between 3I Atlas and Mars, though devastating for the Red Planet, would be just another chapter in the vast history of the cosmos. The universe remains a place filled with mystery, with forces greater than ourselves, but also with infinite opportunities for discovery and learning. Mars could be transformed by a cosmic catastrophe, but we, as humanity, also have the power to transform our own history. And perhaps That is the greatest challenge. Not only to survive the events that await us, but to learn from them, grow from them, and ultimately continue to explore the unknown. As humanity continues its journey towards space exploration, our relationship with the cosmos becomes increasingly significant. Each new discovery reveals not only the mysteries of the universe, but also the infinite possibilities that exist for our future. Mars, like Earth, is a place where humans could one day find a new home, or at least a base to extend our presence in the solar system. But do we truly understand the implications of the unpredictable nature of the cosmos? Let's imagine for a moment a future in which humanity has successfully colonized Mars. Terraforming Mars could be a reality, and human life could flourish there, perhaps with the help of advanced technologies that transform the inhospitable planet into a habitable place. But what would happen if a massive cosmic event, like the 3I Atlas collision, interrupted this process? If an asteroid of such magnitude were to strike Mars, the future of human colonies could be jeopardized. Could we, as a species, adapt to such circumstances and rebuild what we have lost? The impact on Mars makes us think about how cosmic events, even if they occur billions of kilometers away, can have repercussions that affect all of humanity. What if, instead of Mars, it was Earth that was in danger? Asteroid impacts are events that have occurred throughout the history of the solar system, but the possibility of a massive asteroid threatening life on Earth is not something we should take lightly. The protective measures we have implemented so far, although useful, are still not sufficient to deal with a disaster of this magnitude. The key to our survival lies in preparation. Although the probability of a catastrophic cosmic event occurring is low, humanity's ability to cope with these challenges is constantly evolving. With the development of new technologies, scientists are getting closer to discovering methods to deflect asteroids, or even protect our planet from the effects of an impact. But like everything in science, it takes time, collaboration, and a long-term vision to achieve these goals. It's true that an asteroid impact on Mars wouldn't immediately change life for humans remaining on Earth, but the repercussions of such an event could be much more profound. It would force us to reconsider our relationship with space and how we interact with the cosmos. A crash of such magnitude would serve as a reminder of how vulnerable we are in this vast universe, but also of our capacity to learn, adapt, and move forward. Mars, despite its harsh conditions, remains a central location in our space exploration. It's not only a target for scientists, but also for those who dream of the possibility of life beyond Earth. If an impact like 3I Atlas were to occur, it would be a blow to terraforming plans, but not necessarily to the human spirit. Could we rebuild after a cosmic catastrophe? Or will nature, with its unstoppable power, take charge of our destiny without giving us a chance? The universe has no easy answers, and events like the asteroid collision are reminders of what's at stake. But as we continue to advance in our quest for knowledge and exploration, what truly matters is our ability to respond with resilience, creativity, and hope. Each cosmic challenge we face will only be one stepping stone toward a deeper understanding of what it means to be human in such a vast and unpredictable universe. So, while Mars and the other planets in our solar system continue to bear witness to the magnitude of cosmic events, they are also the playground of our curiosity and ambition. Every mission, every investigation, Every scientific breakthrough is a step toward a future in which we may one day live among the stars. But in the meantime, we must remember that the real challenge is not just facing whatever the universe throws at us, but how we use what we learn to improve and protect our home, Earth. As we advance in our understanding of space, it becomes clear that the fate of humanity could depend on our ability to adapt to the unexpected. The collision of 3I Atlas with Mars, although hypothetical, highlights the importance of being prepared for the unthinkable. If an asteroid of such magnitude can completely change such a distant planet, what does this mean for us here on Earth? We constantly look to the sky, observing the asteroids and comets that could cross our path. But do we really know how to react if one of these objects were headed directly toward our planet? The unpredictable nature of these cosmic events reminds us that our existence is tied to forces beyond our control. Although the probability of a catastrophic impact is low, the lessons from past asteroids that have struck Earth teach us that we cannot take our safety for granted. Life as we know it could change in an instant if an object the size of 3I Atlas, or even larger, were to collide with our planet. But rather than giving in to fear, it is crucial to consider ways we can mitigate these risks. This is where science plays a crucial role. While current technology doesn't allow us to deflect large asteroids, advances in the observation and monitoring of near-Earth objects have bought us time. In recent years, global efforts have been made to create planetary defense programs that would allow these objects to be detected early, giving us the opportunity to act if necessary. How far are we really from having the ability to deflect an asteroid should one head toward Earth? Would it be possible, for example, to use a propulsion system to change its course before it causes damage? The possibility that 3I Atlas, or a similar object, could have collided with Mars also highlights the importance of understanding how cosmic impacts affect planets in our vicinity. Research into the effects of these impacts not only helps prepare us for a direct threat, but also offers deeper insight into the history of planets and their evolution. If Mars has experienced impacts in the past, what traces have been left behind by those events? What can we learn from such moments of destruction that might help us better understand how planets form and how species survive on such hostile worlds? Of course, the possibility that Mars could be altered by the 3I Atlas collision also opens the door to reflecting on the future of terraforming this planet. If plans to make Mars habitable are ever going to be viable, the impact of a massive asteroid would be a formidable obstacle. However, rather than viewing this scenario as a fatality, it could be an opportunity to rethink our strategies. If Mars cannot withstand an impact of that magnitude, what other forms of adaptation could we implement to make the planet a safer place for humans? Human resilience has proven to be one of our greatest virtues throughout history. Despite disasters, wars, and natural catastrophes, we have found ways to overcome challenges. The future of humanity may well depend on that same resilience. While we don't know if Mars will ever be a second home for us, what we do know is that every step we take in space exploration brings us closer to understanding our existence and how we can survive in this vast and complex universe. An asteroid collision with Mars could be a history-changing event for that planet. But humanity, through science and global cooperation, could learn valuable lessons that, in time, could save us all. If the universe teaches us anything, it's that the only constant is change. While we can't always predict what the future holds, what is clear is that knowledge and preparation will give us the tools we need to face the unexpected. So, as we continue to look to the sky and dream of new frontiers, let's remember that, in the end, the key lies in how we respond to the challenges the universe presents. Mars, like any other planet, is a place full of mysteries, but what matters most is what we learn from studying it, what it teaches us about our own world and our ability to adapt, survive, and perhaps one day thrive beyond Earth. The cosmos remains an enigma, but as long as we keep exploring, there will always be more to discover, more to learn, and more to dream about. As we continue our quest to understand the cosmos, the idea that massive cosmic events, such as an asteroid impact on Mars, could trigger momentous changes, reminds us that science is a critical tool in our journey. Asteroids, comets, and other space objects aren't just the stuff of science fiction. They pose a real, if remote, threat. 3I Atlas, with its unpredictable trajectory and monumental size, forces us to consider the implications of living in such a dynamic solar system. Studying these objects through advanced telescopes and specialized space missions allows us to track asteroids like 3I Atlas and predict their trajectory. While the probability of an event of this magnitude occurring is low, the consequences of not preparing are unacceptable. What would happen if an asteroid the size of 3I Atlas collided with Earth? The answers are clear. It would be an event of catastrophic proportions, with consequences for life as we know it. However, preparation and mitigation for these risks are what make the difference. Although planetary defense is still a developing technology, international cooperation on projects such as tracking nearby asteroids and creating plans to deflect them is taking shape. In fact, even now, tests of potential asteroid deflection technologies, such as using space probes to alter their course, are underway. But what happens when an asteroid is too large for us to deflect? If 3I Atlas, or a more massive object, were to collide with Mars or Earth, humanity should be ready not only to prevent it, but also to deal with the consequences. The after effects of such an event would be dramatic. In the case of Mars, an impact of this magnitude could completely destabilize its atmosphere, altering its climate and making it even more inhospitable to life. However, altering the Martian atmosphere could be a complicated process, in which, despite the devastation, a large amount of gases and particles could be released that over time could enrich Mars's atmosphere and bring us closer to terraforming. But could such an event really spark a rebirth for the planet? Or would it simply be a fatal blow that would mark the end of any hope of habitability in the near future? An asteroid impact not only has direct consequences for the planet that receives it, but also for the solar system as a whole. The debris generated by a massive impact could affect other celestial bodies, such as the Moon, or even change the trajectories of other asteroids or comets in the solar system. In this sense, an impact on Mars could have effects that extend far beyond its orbit, upsetting the balance of the solar system. But how would we react if Mars, as a kind of cosmic laboratory, offered us clues about what could happen on Earth? What would we do if the same force that destroys a planet also threatens our own survival? The challenge of understanding and mitigating the risk of cosmic impacts remains one of the greatest in modern science. However, as we face these cosmic dilemmas, we are also mindful of human resilience. Humanity has always been able to adapt to change, and despite difficulties and challenges, we continue to move forward. Space exploration offers us endless opportunities to learn more about the universe, but it also reminds us that the path to the future is fraught with uncertainty. Through research and the development of advanced technologies, we may be closer to understanding how to avoid cosmic disaster. Asteroid deflection missions, although still in their early stages, are beginning to offer answers. Is it possible to deflect an asteroid like 3I Atlas before it wreaks havoc? Although the answer is not yet definitive, research continues to advance, and every small step brings us closer to a future where we can protect ourselves from cosmic threats. Ultimately, what we learn from Mars and objects like 3I Atlas could be the key to our survival. If Mars can survive a cosmic impact, perhaps we too can learn to adapt to the forces around us. Although the universe remains a vast and unpredictable place, our ability to learn, explore, and evolve is what has allowed us to come this far. And as we continue to move forward, we must remember that each discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in the cosmos and what we can do to protect, adapt, and thrive in this vast and uncharted universe. So, while an asteroid collision with Mars or Earth could be a devastating event, it would also be an opportunity to reflect on our relationship with the universe. It's a reminder that despite our advanced technology, we remain a small species in the vast expanse of the cosmos. But that same awareness drives us to continue exploring, to continue learning, and above all, to continue dreaming of a future where we can face cosmic challenges with courage and determination. As we continue to look to the future, the possibility of cosmic events like an asteroid impact becoming a tangible threat remains a constant reminder of our vulnerability in the universe. Although these scenarios may seem distant and unlikely, the study of asteroids and their potential to change the fate of a planet teaches us something fundamental. We are constantly interacting with forces much larger than ourselves. And, although the ETA probability of a cosmic event like the impact of an asteroid, the size of 3I Atlas occurring, is low, advances in science and technology are preparing us for any eventuality. What's most fascinating, however, is that despite our vulnerability, studying these cosmic events also offers us an opportunity to improve our understanding of the universe and our own existence. If we can understand the dynamics of asteroid impacts and how they affect planets, we will not only learn more about planets like Mars, but also about the origin and evolution of our own world. Mars, with its thin atmosphere and arid surface, remains a mirror to reflect on the challenges we face on Earth. But it also reminds us that life can exist in the most extreme places, and that there is always hope for the future. But how does all this affect our perspective on Earth? We know that 3I Atlas could change the face of Mars, but if an event like this were to happen on Earth, the consequences would be much more serious. Throughout human history, we have witnessed how small changes in the environment have had massive impacts on life on Earth, such as asteroid impacts that caused mass extinctions. However, what makes our situation unique is that we now have the ability to observe, study, and in theory, prevent such events. the possibility of planetary defense was something that had not been considered until recently. But today, it is a field of research that is rapidly gaining relevance. The reality is that although we are still far from having the tools necessary to deflect a massive asteroid, we are learning and perfecting the technologies that could one day save us. NASA missions such as the DART, Double Asteroid Redirection Test mission, are already testing the concept of diverting an asteroid from its course using a space probe. Although this mission is only a first step, it shows us that we are not completely defenseless against cosmic risks. But is this a first step toward a definitive solution? If 3I Atlas were in our path, would a space probe be enough to save us? Scientists continue to work on new ways to address this challenge, with ideas that include the use of lasers, nuclear explosives, and other advanced technologies. The key, as always, will be time. If we can detect an asteroid like 3I Atlas early enough, we will have the opportunity to take action. However, timing and precision are crucial factors. The difference between saving Earth or facing disaster could depend on weeks or even days of preparation. This uncertainty is precisely what makes studying these objects so crucial to our survival. As we delve deeper into space exploration, we also realize that we are not alone in our pursuit of knowledge. Other countries and organizations are also committed to combating cosmic dangers. International cooperation, united under the common goal of protecting life on Earth and other planets, is critical to the future of humanity. If a massive asteroid one day threatens our planet, it will be through global collaboration that we can develop effective solutions to deflect or mitigate its effects. It is in these moments of uncertainty and vulnerability that our humanity shines brightest. The ability to dream, to look beyond our terrestrial borders, and to work together on projects that benefit not just one country or nation, but all of humanity, is what truly defines the future of our species. If we one day face a cosmic threat, it will not be science and technology alone that will save us, but our ability to unite and collaborate in search of a common solution. So, as we continue to watch the skies and wonder what the future holds, the important thing is not whether an asteroid like 3I Atlas will impact Mars or Earth, but how we will respond to that threat when it arrives. While we don't know what the future holds, what we do know is that every step we take in space exploration, every advance in science, brings us closer to a future where we can protect ourselves from the unpredictable and, perhaps, even thrive beyond the borders of our own planet. The cosmos remains a vast mystery, but as long as we keep moving forward and exploring, there will always be more to discover. The lesson is clear. The universe doesn't wait, and it's our responsibility to learn, adapt, and be ready for whatever comes. As we look to the future, the universe continues to present us with challenges that, although distant and abstract, push us to question our very existence and our ability to confront the unknown. The threat of a cosmic impact, although distant, remains a real and tangible possibility. The study of 3I Atlas and other asteroids reminds us how vulnerable we are in the grand scheme of the cosmos. Mars, although distant and seemingly alien to our everyday reality, bears witness to a continuous learning process about the unpredictable nature of our solar system. In a more philosophical sense, what does it mean for us as human beings to live knowing that we are under the constant threat of the unexpected. We face daily challenges that seem insurmountable, but the universe has the power to reveal to us something much greater than our everyday concerns. By studying asteroids and other objects in space, we are not only trying to protect ourselves, but also to understand our position in the universe and our relationship to the other bodies that inhabit it. It's fascinating to think about how, despite our small size in the vast universe, we continue to search for answers to seemingly endless questions. Mars and other planets, like 3i Atlas itself, become symbols of our desire to explore and understand. But they also serve as reminders that even as our technology advances rapidly, there will always be a greater force that can alter the course of our lives in the blink of an eye. Questions about what to do if an asteroid were to impact Mars or Earth remain a constant in space research. Today's technology is capable of predicting and observing nearby objects, but the future of planetary defense is uncertain. Despite efforts to develop solutions such as deflection missions or building infrastructure to mitigate the effects of an impact, time remains a critical factor. If a massive asteroid were headed toward Earth, would we have enough time to take the necessary measures to prevent a catastrophe? The question is not just whether we can deflect an asteroid, but how we collectively prepare to face such a global threat. Planetary defense missions teach us that international cooperation and joint efforts are vital. No country, large or small, could face an event of such magnitude alone. Humanity, united, has the potential to develop the solutions necessary to safeguard our existence. But will our unity and our emerging technologies be enough to meet challenges we have not yet imagined? Meanwhile, scientists continue to observe the sky, studying asteroid trajectories, and looking for patterns that allow us to anticipate any risks. Every advance in the research of these celestial objects not only brings us closer to a better understanding of the dangers that threaten us, but also to a deeper understanding of the cosmos in which we live. Ultimately, discoveries about asteroids, comets, and other bodies in space offer us a clearer view of how the universe works and how we, as inhabitants of Earth, can adapt to it. Mars, in its eternal silence, remains a place of mystery and hope. Although the idea of terraforming the planet seems remote, cosmic events like the impact of a massive asteroid could, ironically, be an opportunity to transform that planet. The changes wrought by an impact could release gases and alter the atmosphere, perhaps accelerating a terraforming process that would otherwise have taken centuries or millennia. But at the same time, this reminds us that the cosmos is an unpredictable place, and what seems like an immediate threat could, in the long term, open up new possibilities. It is precisely this unpredictability that makes space exploration so fascinating and so essential to the future of humanity. By looking beyond Earth, observing the planets and asteroids that make up our solar system, we begin to understand the fragility and grandeur of our existence. Every discovery is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and ultimately protect what we have achieved. Although the future remains uncertain, what we do know is that humanity is in a constant process of improvement. As we face cosmic risks and unknown threats, what defines us is our ability to learn, evolve, and dream of a future beyond the stars. The lesson is clear. In the vastness of the universe, even if we are not always in control, there will always be something we can do to move forward. And perhaps on this journey, the true destiny is not just to survive, but to learn to thrive, even when everything seems at stake. The cosmos remains uncharted territory, and in its mystery, we find the possibility of uncovering not only the secrets of other planets, but also those of our own existence. Every step in space exploration is a test of our curiosity, our resilience, and our determination to face the unknown. What does the future hold? We may never fully know, but what we do know is that there will always be something new to learn, a new mystery to solve, and a new challenge to overcome. Humanity's journey toward understanding the universe continues, and with each advance in space exploration, we get closer to unlocking the secrets the cosmos jealously guards. Mars, with its desolate beauty, remains a reminder of what a future could hold for us outside of Earth. While the challenges of terraforming a planet like Mars seem insurmountable, unexpected events, such as an asteroid impact, could alter the course of its evolution and, in some ways, open new doors for humanity's future. Despite the vastness of space and the uncertainty of what the future holds, human resilience remains our greatest strength. Through science, technology, and above all, our ability to adapt to the unexpected, we continue to move forward. And while the thought of a large asteroid hitting Mars, or even Earth, is something that puts us on edge, it also reminds us that every step we take toward understanding space is a step toward improving our own civilization. Exploration teaches us not only about other worlds, but also about ourselves. Current and future space missions, such as those currently underway to study nearby asteroids and their potential trajectories, are essential not only to our understanding of celestial objects, but also to our safety. Although a massive asteroid impact on Earth remains unlikely, advances in planetary defense technology may one day allow us to avoid a cosmic catastrophe. The tools we are developing, from more advanced telescopes to asteroid deflection missions, are critical to enabling humanity to protect itself from these risks. However, the challenge is not only technical, it's also about how we respond as a species to the vulnerability inherent in our existence. The fact that the universe, in all its vastness and mystery, can alter our destiny in a single instant, forces us to be aware of what truly matters. Is survival our only concern? Or must we also focus on how to live, how to learn, and how to thrive while facing the challenges the cosmos presents us? The impact of an asteroid like 3I Atlas could change the fate of a planet like Mars, but it could also change the fate of our species. The key lies in how we respond. Will we be able to learn from these events and use the knowledge gained to improve our lives on Earth and beyond? The future of humanity is not only defined by the catastrophic events that may occur, but by our ability to adapt, evolve, and most importantly, learn from every lesson the universe offers us. In this learning process, we also discovered something fundamental. Despite our insignificance in the vast cosmic context, humanity has the power to change its destiny. The fact that we are here, observing and studying space, is proof that, although the universe presents us with risks and challenges, it also gives us the opportunity to overcome them. Every space mission, every scientific breakthrough, every step in the exploration of the cosmos is a reflection of our determination to face the unknown and build a better future for ourselves and future generations. An asteroid collision with Mars or Earth might seem like an inevitable disaster, but it could also be a catalyst for change. Just as the universe has shaped the planets and stars, it can also shape humanity, pushing us to find new ways to live and thrive in an unpredictable cosmos. If Mars ever becomes habitable, or if we face a cosmic threat, it will be our ability to adapt, innovate, and unite that will define our destiny. Perhaps in the end, the true lesson the cosmos offers us is this: no matter how great the challenge, there will always be an opportunity to learn, grow, and overcome what seems insurmountable. And as we continue to look to the sky, every discovery, every mission, and every scientific breakthrough reminds us that humanity's journey has only just begun. The universe is vast, full of mysteries, but we, as human beings, have the power to write our own story, even when the stars seem beyond our reach. As human knowledge advances and we discover more about the cosmos, we realize that we are only at the beginning of an incredible journey. Mars, with its arid surface and thin atmosphere, represents the most immediate challenge in our space exploration. But it is also a reminder that the universe is full of much greater mysteries that we must unravel. The possibility of terraforming Mars, or even finding life on other planets, remains one of humanity's greatest aspirations. However, cosmic hazards, such as asteroid impacts, continue to be a latent threat that tests our ability to survive. While the odds of a catastrophic cosmic event are low, the simple fact that we can anticipate and study these events gives us a critical advantage. If 3I Atlas, or any other massive asteroid, were to head toward Earth, humanity would have the opportunity to use the scientific and technological tools available to prevent the disaster. The key is preparation, and this is where science and technology play a crucial role in our survival. Observation missions, advanced telescopes, and efforts to study the composition of nearby asteroids are critical to understanding how to react to a potential impact. But how would we react if an impact were already imminent? While there is no perfect solution for deflecting a large asteroid, the development of asteroid deflection missions, such as those being carried out by space agencies like NASA, is a step forward. The fact that we are already looking for ways to change the trajectory of these objects shows us that although the challenges are great, humanity is willing to face them. However, this is only the beginning of a long road. If 3I Atlas, for example, were to impact Mars or Earth, the consequences would be much more complex and profound than we could anticipate. But even amid uncertainty, the history of Mars and other planets remains an inspiration. Despite its desolation, Mars remains the target of scientific missions, seeking answers about how life could have existed there and whether it is still possible. If asteroids like 3I Atlas are capable of altering an entire planet, they could also offer us new insights into the cosmic processes that form and destroy worlds. Mars, like Earth, could be transformed, either by a cosmic impact or by advances in human technology. What seemed like a threat to humanity could ironically become an opportunity to learn more about how planets, even the most distant ones, can evolve. Most importantly, every cosmic challenge, such as a potential asteroid impact on Mars, reminds us of the importance of exploration. Every discovery brings us closer to a better understanding of the universe and our own place in it. If we one day face an asteroid impact, what will truly matter is not whether humanity survives, but how we meet the challenge as a species. Human resilience, our ability to adapt and move forward, will be what defines us. Every discovery, every mission, every step we take toward the future will help us be better prepared for what lies ahead. The future remains uncertain, and although cosmic threats are beyond our ability to fully predict, what we do know is that exploration and preparation will provide us with the tools we need to protect ourselves. Planetary defense technology, international cooperation, and the constant development of new solutions are steps toward a future in which we can not only survive, but thrive. Humanity has demonstrated throughout history that there is no challenge too great for us to face with determination and creativity. So, as we continue to explore and discover the mysteries of space, we must remember that every step we take brings us closer to a future where we not only understand the cosmos, but also learn to coexist with it. An asteroid impact on Mars, though devastating, could be a lesson that propels humanity to move forward, adapt, and dream bigger. Every time we look up at the sky, let us remember that the universe is not only a place filled with threats, but also with infinite opportunities to grow, explore, and transform our destiny. Perhaps in the end, the real challenge isn't preventing asteroids from impacting our planets, but learning to live with uncertainty, adapting to the unpredictable, and seizing the opportunities the cosmos offers us to move forward. Every discovery we make brings us closer to the mystery of existence and teaches us that, despite adversity, there is always more to learn, discover, and do. The universe, with its vastness and mysteries, remains uncharted territory for humanity. As we deepen our understanding of space, we realize that, despite the distance and magnitude of cosmic events, our actions here on Earth have a direct impact on our ability to cope with the risks around us. The idea that a massive asteroid like 3I Atlas could alter the fate of Mars or Earth reminds us how small we are in the grand scheme of the cosmos, but it also motivates us to continue exploring and searching for answers. Every advance in science and technology is a step toward protecting our planet, but it also challenges us to recognize our fragility. The possibility of an object as massive as 3I Atlas colliding with Mars teaches us not only about the dangers of space, but also about our ability to adapt and respond to cosmic threats. While asteroids are not an imminent threat to Earth, the lesson we must learn is that, if the time comes, we will depend not only on technology, but also on our collective will to confront it. However, science has given us hope. Over time, advances in astronomical observation and early asteroid detection have allowed us to identify potential threats long before they can harm us. The creation of missions like DART, designed to deflect asteroids, and international collaboration between space agencies are creating a planetary protection network that, although still young, is evolving rapidly. Each test mission brings us closer to the possibility of deflecting an asteroid from its course, giving us a chance to save ourselves. But beyond technological solutions, there is the question of our ability to maintain hope and determination in the face of the unknown. If a massive asteroid like 3I Atlas were to reach Mars, humanity would not only witness the destruction of a distant planet, but it would also remind us of our own vulnerability. Despite our progress, the future of the planet and humanity remains uncertain, but the ability to learn, adapt, and rise to challenges is what drives us to continue exploring. Mars, a desolate and distant place, remains a symbol of our aspirations and dreams. Despite the obstacles, terraforming Mars remains a possibility that many scientists believe in. A cosmic impact could be devastating, but it could also be an opportunity to transform the planet in ways we never imagined. Instead of seeing disaster as an end, we can see it as a beginning, a chance to rebuild and redefine our future. If Mars can be transformed, if humanity can learn to adapt to the dangers of the cosmos, then perhaps we are also better prepared than we think to face the challenges that await us. The lessons of Mars and other planets teach us that survival depends not only on technology, but on our ability to understand and adapt to the universe we inhabit. In the end, what truly defines us is not whether an asteroid hits Mars or Earth, but how we respond as a species. It's our ability to unite in adversity, to learn from threats, and find new ways to thrive. The universe, with its vastness and uncertainty, constantly challenges us, but it is in that challenge that we find our purpose. Although the future remains uncertain and cosmic risks continue to lurk, what truly matters is how we choose to confront them, how we use what we know to protect what we value most. The cosmos remains a mystery, but as we continue to explore and learn, we not only unravel the secrets of the universe, but also discover ourselves. Mars, asteroids, and the solar system are not just objects of study, but symbols of our own struggle to understand and adapt. If a cosmic event ever challenges us, it will be our determination, our capacity to learn, and our unity that will allow us to move forward. And on that journey, the true treasure will be the knowledge we acquire and the ability together to build a future beyond the stars. The future of humanity, although uncertain and full of cosmic challenges, is marked by one fundamental trait: our ability to adapt, learn, and overcome adversity. The cosmos, with its immensity and its dangers, not only offers us a fascinating glimpse into the past and present of the universe, but also constantly challenges us to rethink our place in it. If 3I Atlas or a similar asteroid could change the course of a planet like Mars, it invites us to reflect on what would happen if we ever faced an event of this magnitude on Earth. Advances in science and technology offer us a vision of the future that, although still distant, seems increasingly achievable. The idea of deflecting an asteroid is now a real possibility, thanks to missions like DART and international collaboration between space agencies. These initiatives are not only preparing us for the unpredictable, but also underscore the crucial role of global cooperation. Shared resources and knowledge are essential when dealing with a cosmic threat that could affect the entire planet. But preparation lies not only in technology, it also lies in human resilience and our ability to unite in the face of the greatest challenges. If an impact like that of 3I Atlas were to occur on Earth, the consequences would be catastrophic. But even then, humanity would find ways to adapt. It reminds us, once again, that the future is full of uncertainties, but also of possibilities. Throughout our history, we have survived challenges that, at the time, seemed insurmountable. From natural disasters to world wars, humanity has demonstrated a unique capacity for rebirth and reinvention. So, even though the cosmos challenges us with unpredictable events, the real question is not whether we can avoid everything that comes, but how we react to what the future holds. Mars, though distant, remains the focus of many of our greatest aspirations. despite being a seemingly inhospitable planet, studies and space missions continue to unravel its secrets. If a cosmic event were to alter its course, such as the impact of a massive asteroid, it could spell the end of any possibility of terraforming in the near future. But it could also be the beginning of a new phase of learning and adaptation. As on Earth, change is inevitable, but from it come new opportunities, new ways of thinking, and new ways of understanding our environment. This same approach applies to our own survival. While cosmic events are unpredictable and often beyond our control, our response to them defines who we are as a species. The key lies in preparation, not only in the scientific and technological realm, but also in our ability to work together, to use what we know to build a more secure future. Space exploration, although fraught with uncertainty, gives us the opportunity to learn how to adapt to change more effectively and to apply that knowledge to everyday life on Earth. It's fascinating to think that, although Mars and Earth seem like completely different worlds, the challenges facing both planets are universal. Despite their differences, both share the same fragility in the face of cosmic events. Asteroid impacts, climate disruptions, and other natural disasters can change their destinies in the blink of an eye. However, what defines planets and what defines humanity is how we respond to these cosmic forces. Will we allow these events to destroy us, or will we use them as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow? The cosmos, in its vastness, offers us an important lesson. The only constant is change. And while asteroids and planets continue their dance in space, we, as human beings, continue learning to dance with them. We're not always in control, but that doesn't stop us from continuing to explore, dream, and strive for a better future. Whether we're facing a cosmic threat or searching for answers to fundamental questions about life, the universe will always have something to offer us, something to challenge us to keep going. Mars, 3I Atlas, and other asteroids are not just distant, abstract phenomena. They are symbols of the challenges we face and our ability to overcome them. As we continue our exploration of space, our ability to understand and adapt will take us beyond what we now think possible. And perhaps when we look to the sky, the real question is not whether we can survive the unpredictable, but how we can use that uncertainty as a source of inspiration to continue our pursuit of knowledge and understanding. Because, in the end, what truly matters is not an asteroid impact, but how we prepare for everything that lies ahead. The universe, with all its mysteries and wonders, continues to challenge our understanding. As humanity advances in space exploration, we realize that each new discovery not only reveals the secrets of the cosmos, but also our own vulnerability. The potential impact of a massive asteroid like 3I Atlas, though remote, is a constant reminder that we are not isolated in our small earthly bubble. The forces of the cosmos operate on a scale beyond our control, and yet we forge ahead with an unquenchable ambition to discover what lies beyond. Despite what often seems like a fragile existence, there is something deeply inspiring in our ability to endure and adapt. Human history is filled with examples of how we have overcome disasters, tragedies, and seemingly insurmountable challenges. Whether facing natural catastrophes, wars, or crises, we have managed to persist and find ways to evolve. This same resilience is what allows us to dream of a future beyond Earth, on Mars, or even in other corners of the universe. And while asteroids and cosmic impacts remain a threat, they also provide us with an opportunity to learn and better prepare for what lies ahead. The impact of an asteroid like 3I Atlas, though unlikely, has the power to transform our view of the future. It makes us think not only about the fragility of planets like Mars, but also about our own fragility. If a massive impact can alter a planet's surface, what would happen if that planet were our own? But as with Mars, even amid devastation, new opportunities can arise to adapt and rebuild. Terraforming Mars, once considered a distant utopia, could become a reality if we can overcome the obstacles and learn from past catastrophes. On Earth, although an asteroid impact would be catastrophic, the knowledge gained from preparing for and responding to such an impact could transform our understanding of science, technology, and our own survival. The lessons we would learn from facing such a threat would not only help protect our planet, but could also lead us to new frontiers in space exploration. The challenge of adapting to an unpredictable universe could be the catalyst that drives us to move faster, collaborate more closely, and dream bigger. Of course, not everything is determined by cosmic events. Humanity has a unique power to influence its destiny. Science, education, international cooperation, and above all, our willingness to learn and improve are the most powerful tools we possess. If we one day face a cosmic impact, it will not be technology alone that will save us, but our ability to unite as a species and work together toward a common goal. Space, though full of uncertainty, is also full of opportunities. And as we continue our exploration, we must remember that the true purpose of this journey is not only to know what lies beyond our planet, but also to learn more about ourselves, about our ability to adapt and thrive. Thus, as the universe continues to unfold its secrets and immensity, humanity continues its journey of exploration. Mars, with its mysterious surface and terraforming challenges, remains a symbol of what we can achieve if we unite our science, technology, and determination. While asteroids and other cosmic hazards remain a constant threat, our ability to confront the unknown is what truly defines us. In the end, what matters is not how many asteroids cross our path, but how we respond to them, how we prepare for what the future holds, and how we use the knowledge we gain to advance our endless quest to understand the cosmos. And perhaps at some point, when we look up at the stars, it will no longer be just to wonder what the future holds, but to remember everything we've learned and everything we've accomplished together. Because ultimately, the cosmos is a field of infinite possibilities, and we are the ones who have the capacity to explore, adapt, and, most importantly, thrive, even in the midst of the unpredictable. As we continue to advance on our journey to the stars, cosmic challenges continue to push us to new heights. Space exploration, while dazzling in its achievements, also confronts us with the reality of how vast and unpredictable the universe is. 3I Atlas, like other asteroids in the solar system, moves with a force we cannot stop. But studying it provides us with an invaluable opportunity to improve our understanding of the cosmos and our place in it. Every space mission, every observation, every analysis of data brings us closer to a future where we may be able not only to survive, but to thrive in a much wider galactic environment. On this journey, asteroids like 3I Atlas teach us not only about the dangers that lie ahead, but also about what we are capable of achieving when we join forces to understand and overcome challenges. If Mars, with its thin atmosphere and arid surface, could be transformed by a cosmic impact, then we too could learn from that transformation. Perhaps the true lesson is not the devastation such an event could cause, but the resilience demonstrated by a planet or a species' ability to adapt, change, and move forward, even when all seems lost. Although terraforming Mars remains a monumental task, advances in science and technology show us that what seems impossible today could be feasible tomorrow. If humanity can learn to confront the cosmic threats that surround us, we can also find innovative ways to overcome the greatest obstacles that separate us from our future in space. And while asteroids aren't the only challenge we face, they are a constant reminder that the universe, though vast, is full of opportunities to learn and grow. Humanity has always been a species of dreamers, of adventurers. On our journey to explore the cosmos, we have overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. We have already reached the moon. We have sent probes to the farthest reaches of the solar system. And now, we are closer than ever to understanding the mysteries of Mars and other planets. But the journey doesn't end there. With each step we take, new questions arise. And with each answer we realize that the universe remains a place full of secrets to be discovered. The future of humanity is deeply connected to our ability to move forward, despite the risks and challenges the cosmos presents. Asteroids, with their destructive power, are a metaphor for the obstacles we face in our very existence. But as humanity, we have shown that, despite the challenges, there is always a way to adapt, learn, and move forward. An asteroid impact could be devastating, but it would also remind us of the importance of preparation, science, and global cooperation. What the future holds depends not only on technology, but on our ability to work together and maintain hope. If Mars one day becomes a second home for humanity, or if we must face an unexpected cosmic event, what will truly make the difference will be our collective determination to overcome what seems insurmountable. The universe constantly challenges us, but it also gives us the opportunity to learn from those challenges and evolve as a species. So, while 3I Atlas and other asteroids remain a latent threat, humanity's true power lies in our ability to respond to these challenges with creativity, resilience, and unity. Space exploration is not only about reaching new frontiers, but also about understanding how to confront the unknown, how to adapt to the forces of the cosmos, and how, ultimately, to remain a species capable of dreaming, exploring, and thriving, even when the universe seems unreachable. The path to the future is fraught with uncertainty, but it's also full of possibilities. Mars, asteroids, and the rest of the cosmos are not only challenges we must face, but also opportunities to advance our quest for knowledge and expansion. If the universe has taught us anything, it's that even though the stars are beyond our reach, there will always be something to discover, and most importantly, there will always be something to push us forward. The space adventure is just beginning, and as we continue to explore the unknown, we realize that the true journey lies in learning to live, adapt, and thrive in an infinitely vast and ever-changing universe. As humanity continues to gaze into the cosmos, the universe becomes a mirror that reflects not only our insatiable curiosity, but also our strengths and weaknesses as a species. Asteroids, like 3I Atlas, constantly remind us of the unpredictability of cosmic forces beyond our control. But at the same time, they also teach us a fundamental lesson: the human capacity to learn, adapt, and find solutions to what seems unattainable. The possibility of a massive object crossing the path of Mars or even Earth compels us to consider the future of humanity and the ways we as a species can protect our home and extend our existence beyond Earth's borders. Mars, with its arid climate and thin atmosphere, remains a symbol of the challenges we face, but also of the opportunities that space offers. Although terraforming the planet remains a monumental task, events like an asteroid impact could, in a cosmic paradox, be the catalyst for irreversible change. Asteroids, though dangerous, are not only destructive, they can also generate the necessary conditions for new beginnings to emerge. This duality is the very essence of space exploration, a constant tension between the known and the unknown, between hope and fear, between chaos and order. It's true that humanity still has much to learn, especially when it comes to cosmic threats, but that doesn't mean we're defenseless. Advances in asteroid monitoring technology have allowed us to make discoveries that were previously unthinkable. We know more than ever about near-Earth objects, and each new space mission brings us closer to the possibility of deflecting an asteroid that comes too close to our planet. But time remains the crucial factor. As asteroids like 3I Atlas pass through our solar system, scientists must anticipate every movement, every possible impact, so we can act before it's too late. This type of preparation, while vital, also raises an important philosophical question. How should we live, knowing that we are constantly on the edge of the unknown? If a cosmic impact could alter the course of life as we know it, what does that mean for our daily lives? How should we adjust our vision of the future, knowing that the universe is full of unpredictable possibilities? Despite the dangers, space exploration remains a source of inspiration for millions of people around the world. It offers us the opportunity to see beyond our planet, to challenge our limitations, and to dream of a future where we can expand our boundaries. If 3I Atlas were to impact Mars, the changes would be profound. But even more significant would be what we would learn from that experience. As a species, we are extraordinarily adaptable, and although cosmic forces are much greater than us, that doesn't mean we can't confront them with determination and creativity. Just as Mars can be transformed by the force of an impact, we can also transform ourselves, learning from the challenges of the universe and seeking ways to make our world a safer, more resilient place. Furthermore, the answer to these challenges does not lie solely in science or technology. Humanity's true strength lies in our capacity for collaboration. If we ever face a cosmic threat, it will be through the joint work of nations, scientific communities, and experts around the world that we can find a solution. Cooperation is, indeed, one of the greatest achievements we can achieve. History has taught us that moments of crisis often lead to unity, collaboration beyond our differences, and greater global solidarity. In this sense, an asteroid impact wouldn't only be a lesson about cosmic forces, but also a lesson about our ability to unite and act for the common good. Humanity has a long way to go, and although the challenges are great, our determination and ingenuity remain the keys to forging a future where we can thrive in the cosmos, whether on Mars, the Moon, or beyond. Technology, science, and international cooperation are just tools. What truly defines us is our ability to overcome the toughest obstacles, learn from them, and above all, keep dreaming. The history of humanity is not only written on the pages of Earth, but also in the stars. The future we imagine, though uncertain and full of challenges, depends on our willingness to face what lies ahead. If the cosmos offers us anything, it is the opportunity to learn and adapt. And as we continue to explore, we continue to grow, because ultimately, the greatest challenge is to never give up in the face of the unknown, but to embrace it with curiosity, determination, and hope. So as we continue our journey into the future, it doesn't matter what the universe has in store for us. What matters is what we do with that opportunity. Mars, asteroids, and everything that surrounds us in the cosmos remain a mystery. But it's a mystery that invites us to continue exploring, to keep dreaming, and to keep moving forward, because the true adventure lies in the journey, in the ability to learn and find meaning in every step we take. As we continue our exploration of the cosmos, we are faced with the constant truth that, although humanity has achieved so much, we are still at the beginning of a long journey. The possibility of a cosmic impact altering the course of life on Earth or Mars remains a reminder of our vulnerability, but also of our incredible capacity for overcoming challenges. Each new space mission, each developed technology, gives us more tools to understand and protect ourselves from cosmic threats. However, what truly defines our response to the unknown is our resilience. Throughout history, humanity has shown that even when circumstances are adverse, we always find a way to adapt and survive. If an event like the 3I Atlas impact were to disrupt life on Mars or Earth, it would likely be a reminder that even when the universe challenges us with forces far greater than our own, our ability to learn, adapt, and find solutions is what keeps us moving forward. Cosmic chaos not only affects us, but also offers us a unique opportunity to grow, evolve, and reconsider what it truly means to be human. While Mars remains a fascinating field of study, filled with mysteries about its past and its possibilities, humanity must not lose sight of the importance of studying these planets and celestial bodies. Every discovery about Mars, nearby asteroids, and other bodies in the solar system teaches us something vital about our own world and how we can face future challenges. If Mars is capable of being altered by a cosmic impact, what does that tell us about the nature of the planets in our own solar system? And how can we apply that knowledge to protect our planet? The key to facing any cosmic threat lies in preparation. By constantly monitoring asteroids and studying their trajectories, we can anticipate risks and develop technologies to counter impacts. Space science has advanced enormously, but humanity's true strength lies in our ability to unite in the face of a common challenge. If one day we face a catastrophic cosmic event, what will make the difference will not only be the technology at our disposal, but how we choose to work together to protect all of humanity. And while planetary protection remains a priority, the challenge of adapting to the cosmos is ultimately a deeper lesson about what it means to be part of this universe. Space is not just a field of study, but a constant reminder of the ephemeral nature of our existence. But at the same time, it is also a field full of opportunities, of discoveries that can change the way we live, think, and understand our relationship with the cosmos. Mars is not just a target for space exploration, it is also a mirror of our own aspirations, a reminder of what we can achieve if we continue to dream beyond Earth's borders. As humanity advances on its journey through space, 3I, Atlas, and other asteroids are not only threats, but also reminders of the importance of preparation and teamwork. Every space mission, every scientific breakthrough, brings us one step closer to protecting ourselves and understanding the mysteries of the universe. The true adventure of space is not just reaching further, but learning more deeply about what it means to be human, about our capacity to adapt, and, above all, about what we can achieve when we join forces to face the greatest challenges. Ultimately, the future of the cosmos is uncertain, but what truly matters is not the uncertainty of the future, but how we choose to face it. As we continue to explore and search for answers in the most distant corners of the universe, we must remember that the greatest treasure is not just the knowledge we acquire, but how we use it to improve our lives, to protect our planet, and to ensure that humanity continues to move forward, no matter what the future holds. Mars, asteroids, and the cosmos invite us to dream, to learn, and to continue moving forward with determination, knowing that although the challenges are enormous, humanity has the power to face and overcome them. Every step we take, every mission we undertake, is a testament to our ability to not only survive, but thrive, despite the adversities the universe presents us. On this journey, the universe is our teacher, and our response, our resilience, will define us throughout history. As humanity continues to advance in its exploration of the cosmos, the challenges we face not only challenge us to understand what lies beyond Earth, but also invite us to reflect on our role in the universe. Mars, with its enigmatic history and the possibilities it offers, remains one of humanity's most ambitious goals. And yet, every discovery about this planet and other celestial bodies reminds us that major scientific advances teach us not only about the planets, but also about ourselves, our fragility, and our ability to adapt. 3I, Atlas, and other nearby asteroids are not just simple astronomical observations, but reminders that we live in a dynamic universe, filled with forces far beyond our control. As we study these objects, we realize that space is not just a distant place we explore, but an active, ever-changing force that has the power to alter, for better or worse, life as we know it. That's why, although the likelihood of a catastrophic impact on Earth or Mars is low, preparation remains key. Science and technology continue to be our most powerful allies on this journey into the unknown. While we can't predict every cosmic event that could endanger our planet, we have learned to anticipate risks and seek solutions. The creation of missions like DART, designed to deflect asteroids, is a crucial step in protecting Earth, but much remains to be done. What is certain is that, as with Mars, every discovery about how asteroids interact with planets gives us a clearer picture of what we need to protect our future. Despite the uncertainty that space exploration brings, there is something deeply inspiring in the fact that, as humanity, we do not give up. Instead of fearing the unknown, we face it with curiosity, hoping that at some point, everything we have learned will allow us not only to survive cosmic threats, but also to thrive. Just as Mars could be transformed by a cosmic event, our view of the universe and our relationship with it is constantly evolving. Every day, Every mission brings us closer to a future where we not only understand the cosmos, but also know how to live in harmony with it. But perhaps the most profound lesson space teaches us is that we cannot anticipate everything, nor control all cosmic forces. There is a certain humility that comes with the knowledge that, in the grand scheme of the universe, we are small. Yet that same humility drives us to do all we can to protect what we have and explore what lies beyond. It reminds us that our life, our civilization, is connected to the cosmos in ways we are only beginning to understand, and that, in the end, humanity's true greatness lies not in the power to control the universe, but in our ability to confront it with courage and curiosity. Mars, the asteroids, 3I Atlas, and beyond bear witness to our tireless quest to understand the universe. But this quest is not only scientific, it is also an exploration of what it means to be human, of how we confront the unknown, of how we build our future. As we observe the sky and try to unravel its mysteries, we realize that every step we take brings us closer to a deeper understanding, not only of the cosmos, but of ourselves. Perhaps, ultimately, the journey into space, into Mars, into the cosmos, is not only an attempt to know what lies out there, but also an attempt to discover what lies within us. As we face the dangers and wonders of the universe, we realize that our capacity to adapt, to learn, and to dream remains our greatest strength. And in the end, just as the universe continues to expand, our own capacity to evolve and thrive is limitless. So, as we continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos, what truly matters is not just what we discover, but how each of those discoveries shapes us, challenges us, and brings us one step closer to understanding our purpose in an infinite and fascinating universe. The adventure is in the journey, and on that journey, no matter how unpredictable the cosmos, humanity will always find a way to move forward, to learn, and to dream of a future beyond the stars. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we realize that humanity's true greatness lies not only in the technology we develop or the planets we discover, but in our ability to reflect on what it means to be part of this vast universe. Humanity not only seeks to explore outer space, but also to understand what that space teaches us about our own existence. Mars, with its inhospitable landscape and tenuous atmosphere, remains a mirror of our own ambitions, but also a reminder of what we do not yet understand. Asteroids, like 3I Atlas, are a testament to the unpredictability of the universe, but they also challenge our creativity, resilience, and cooperation. While the threat of a direct impact remains remote, the possibility of a cataclysmic cosmic event forces us to rethink our relationship with the cosmos. How do we prepare for the unexpected? How do we come together, not just as individuals, but as a global species, to confront challenges beyond our immediate understanding? The answer isn't simple, but what is clear is that the key lies in science, cooperation, and perhaps most importantly, our ability to think beyond the boundaries of our known world. Efforts to study and monitor near-Earth asteroids, such as 3I Atlas, are not only a matter of safety, but also a reminder of our small but significant position in the cosmos. Although most cosmic events are not direct threats, our understanding of them allows us to move toward an era in which we can anticipate what the universe has in store for us. Planetary defense technology, which once seemed like an idea straight out of science fiction, is now a concrete possibility. But beyond technology, this process invites us to think about how, as a species, we prepare for eventualities, how we confront the unknown, and how we respond to what we cannot control. What is clear is that humanity's future depends on our ability to learn to live in harmony with the cosmos. Mars, asteroids, and other celestial bodies are not only subjects of scientific study, but also symbols of the infinite possibilities and challenges that await us. If Mars, once considered a distant and unattainable goal, can be transformed by a cosmic impact, then perhaps we as humanity can also learn to adapt to change, even when those changes are radical and unpredictable. Perhaps the real question is not whether we can control the cosmos, but how we can live in it meaningfully and resiliently. Mars, like the rest of the universe, remains a space of possibility. Although terraforming the red planet is a decades-long challenge, lessons learned from asteroids, impacts, and cosmic events can offer valuable clues as to how to proceed. If humanity one day colonizes Mars, or even other planets, it will be because we learn to be aware of the risks, but also because we prepared to face them. Human resilience is not only defined by our ability to survive, but by our willingness to innovate, adapt, and find ways to thrive, even in the most inhospitable environments. The future of the cosmos is unwritten, but every step we take, every space mission, brings us closer to a deeper understanding of what is possible. Asteroids like 3I Atlas remind us of the vulnerability of planets, but they also teach us about our own capacity to overcome challenges and take control of our destiny. And while the future remains uncertain, what is clear is that our ability to dream, explore, and evolve remains our greatest strength. As we continue on this journey, what truly matters is not just what we discover in space, but how that discovery transforms us, how it inspires us to look to the future with hope and determination. The universe, in its vast expanse, is full of mystery, but it is also a field full of opportunity for those willing to face it. And as we forge ahead, we must remember that while we cannot always control what the cosmos has in store for us, we can always control how we respond to what comes next. That is the true essence of our exploration, not just understanding the universe, but learning to live in it and finding our place, not just on Earth, but in the stars. On this journey of exploration, every mission we undertake, every telescope we launch into space, and every asteroid we track brings us not only closer to a better understanding of the universe, but also to a deeper understanding of ourselves. Each of these steps, however small on the scale of the cosmos, has the potential to change the course of humanity, to redefine our existence. Mars, asteroids, and the other nearby planets are not just dots in space we study. They are reflections of what we can achieve if we come together to face the unknown. The greatest lesson science offers us is that the cosmos is not just a distant space we observe from here, but a field of possibilities for our own evolution. The threat of an impact from a massive asteroid, like 3I Atlas, remains a possibility we must monitor, but it also gives us the opportunity to consider how we will prepare for much greater challenges as a species and as a civilization. Throughout history, we have faced countless adversities, and each time we have found ways to adapt. Whether through technology, international cooperation, or human resilience, we have proven capable of overcoming obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Although 3I Atlas and other asteroids may seem like distant threats, the fact that we can observe and study them gives us an advantage. We can anticipate and prepare for events, and that preparation can make all the difference. And beyond science, humanity's true strength lies in our ability to face uncertainty with determination. When a catastrophic event seems imminent, it's not just our technology that will save us, but our ability to unite, learn, and adapt to the unexpected. If we one day face a direct cosmic impact, it would be a reminder of our fragility, but also of our ability to respond to that fragility with courage and creativity. Advances in planetary defense, though still in their early stages, are creating a network of possible solutions to protect us. While there is no guarantee that we can successfully deflect a massive asteroid, what we do know is that, as humanity, we have taken significant steps to reduce the risk. However, the real question is not only whether we can prevent these events, but how, as a species, we respond when the challenges overwhelm us. Mars, like Earth, is a vulnerable planet. Despite all the advances we've made, we are still subject to the same cosmic forces that shape the evolution of planets and stars. However, that same vulnerability gives us a unique perspective on life. It forces us to ask ourselves how prepared we are for the unpredictable, not just on a technological level, but also on a human level. In the search for life on Mars or anywhere else in the universe, what we're really looking for is a form of survival, resilience, and adaptability. If Mars ever becomes our home, it will be because we've learned to live with the unknown and adapt to the cosmic forces that challenge our existence. What the cosmos teaches us in the end is that we are connected to everything around us, to the planets, the stars, and the galaxies. Every discovery, every mission, brings us closer to a deeper understanding of our relationship with the universe. Mars, with its silence and solitude, remains a symbol of what we could achieve, but also of what is at stake. Every mission to Mars teaches us something valuable about our own survival, about the fragility of our planet, and about the challenge of living in such a vast and mysterious universe. As we continue to explore, we must remember that the true journey is not just about going further, but about understanding more deeply what it means to be part of this universe. Mars and asteroids are not just obstacles, but portals to a future of infinite possibilities. Space exploration is an invitation to think beyond what we know, to imagine a future where we not only survive, but also learn to thrive in the cosmos. The most profound lesson we can learn is that although we cannot always control what the universe has in store, we can always learn from it and find a way forward. The path to the future is filled with uncertainty, but also with opportunities. Each new discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in the universe, and every step we take reminds us that humanity has the power to confront the unknown. In the end, the journey continues, and what matters is not whether we reach the goal, but what we learn along the way. Humanity's journey to the stars is fraught with uncertainty, but it is also marked by unwavering determination. Despite the cosmic challenges that await us, the human ability to adapt, innovate, and overcome obstacles has been, and will continue to be, our greatest strength. The study of asteroids like 3I Atlas, missions to Mars, and deep space exploration are just the first stages of a much longer and more complex journey. Each of these steps not only brings us closer to a future beyond Earth, but also teaches us valuable lessons about how we should confront the unknown. The cosmos, with its infinite vastness and constant change, reminds us that our existence is small and fleeting compared to the immensity of space. However, that fragility also grants us a unique power, the ability to learn and adapt. While asteroids and other cosmic events challenge us, they also offer us the opportunity to improve ourselves, to unite as a species, and to innovate in ways previously unimaginable. If a massive asteroid impact were to change the course of life on Earth or Mars, it would be a reminder of what truly matters: our ability to adapt, survive, and keep dreaming. Every space mission, every scientific breakthrough brings us one step closer to a new era in which humanity will not only explore the cosmos, but live and thrive in it. Mars is just the beginning. With every discovery about its atmosphere, its climate, its geology, we are learning valuable lessons about how a seemingly inhospitable planet could become a home for future generations. But it's not just Mars. The Moon, nearby asteroids, and other celestial bodies continue to be areas of study that will help us understand how we can live sustainably in space. Just as Mars is becoming a target for colonization, other planets could follow suit. And that's just the first step in what could be human expansion beyond the borders of the solar system. As we advance in our exploration, we must not lose sight of the lessons the cosmos has already taught us. Asteroids like 3I Atlas are not only potential threats, but also opportunities to enhance our understanding of the universe. Every impact, every close approach offers us a new perspective on how planets form, how asteroids can transform a world, and how human technologies can change the course of those events. This knowledge, though it may seem distant or abstract, has a direct impact on how we prepare for the future, not only in terms of planetary defense, but also on how we live here on Earth and how we adapt to the changes that will inevitably come. Planetary defense, at its most basic, is not just about avoiding catastrophes, but about how we manage our relationship with the universe. By learning to anticipate and prevent cosmic impacts, we also learn to better understand the natural processes that govern the cosmos. The science behind deflecting asteroids and monitoring close trajectories not only prepares us for the threat of an impact, but also provides us with the knowledge we need to navigate space more safely and effectively. But beyond technology, the human response to these threats defines us as a species. Can we, as humanity, unify to confront a cosmic crisis? The answer lies in global collaboration, innovation, and a commitment to the future. What truly motivates us to continue this exploration, beyond immediate concerns, is the desire for knowledge and the possibility of transcending our limitations. While we don't yet know what the future holds, every step we take brings us a little closer to understanding our place in the cosmos. The curiosity that drives our space exploration is the same one that has driven humanity since time immemorial. An insatiable desire to understand, to improve, and to advance. Mars and the asteroids are not just destinations in space, but symbols of what we can achieve if we move forward with determination. The real adventure lies not only in reaching Mars or preventing asteroid impacts, but in what we learn as we progress along that path. Humanity is a species that has proven time and again that even in the face of adversity, we can find ways to overcome challenges, adapt to the unthinkable, and evolve. Space, with all its mystery and magnificence, is our next great challenge. But as we move forward, we must remember that, although the stars are far away and the planets seem unreachable, what truly matters is how we choose to face what lies ahead. The future is full of possibilities, and each of those steps brings us a little closer to a destiny yet to be written. Mars, asteroids, and the vast universe around us are more than just dots on a map of space. They are opportunities, challenges, and lessons for the future of humanity. No matter how unpredictable the cosmos, what defines us as a species is our ability to adapt, innovate, and continue to dream. And, as we continue to move forward into the unknown, the most important thing to remember is that in the vast expanse of the universe, there will always be something more to learn, to discover, and to conquer. As humanity continues to look to the stars, it becomes clear that our exploration of the cosmos is not only a scientific endeavor, but also a reflection of our deepest aspirations. Mars, asteroids, and the vast corners of the universe remain our greatest challenges, but also our greatest opportunities. Every mission we launch, every discovery we make, not only brings us closer to new frontiers, but also reminds us of what we are capable of achieving. If one day we face a cosmic threat, whether a massive asteroid or a still unknown phenomenon, our ability to come together and find innovative solutions will be what defines us. Grappling with the mysteries of the cosmos is a constant reminder of our fragility, but also of our greatness. Despite the magnitude of cosmic dangers, humanity has proven time and again that we are capable of adapting and overcoming what seems insurmountable. The history of science and technology is a story of resilience, of discovering new ways to cope with the unknown. And while the cosmos remains a place filled with uncertainty and risk, it also offers us the opportunity to learn, grow, and ultimately thrive amidst the unpredictable. Mars, with its desolate landscapes and tenuous atmosphere, remains a symbol of what we can achieve if we move forward with determination. Although terraforming Mars seems like a formidable challenge, today's scientific advances show us that it is an achievable goal. Asteroids like 3I Atlas, while representing potential threats, are also learning tools. By studying these objects, we not only understand how they affect planets, but also how humanity can anticipate and mitigate cosmic risks. This knowledge, combined with our capacity for innovation and cooperation, may hold the key to a future in which humanity not only survives, but also thrives beyond Earth. But space exploration isn't just about looking toward Mars or beyond. It's also about better understanding our own position in the universe, reflecting on the fragility of our planet and the importance of caring for it. As we look for ways to expand our presence in space, we must remember that Earth is our home, and its preservation is essential for humanity's survival. The lesson we must learn, then, is not only how to travel further, but also how to live better here, on our planet, as we continue our journey into space. International cooperation, shared science and innovation are essential to facing the challenges of the future. As countries and institutions come together to study the cosmos, we are learning that, as a species, we can do much more together than we could individually. Cosmic threats, such as asteroids, respect no borders, and the only way to confront them will be through a joint effort. Humanity has shown its ability to unite in times of crisis, and if a cosmic event ever challenges us, global cooperation will be our greatest strength. The journey into space is a metaphor for human existence itself. It drives us to discover, question, and push beyond the limits we impose on ourselves. While the dangers of space are real, our ability to confront them, learn from them, and move forward is what defines us. As we look to the future, we must remember that every step we take, every mission we undertake, brings us not only closer to the stars, but also to a deeper understanding of ourselves, our capabilities, and our infinite potential. The history of humanity, like the exploration of the cosmos, is not predestined. It is constantly being constructed, and it depends on our decisions, our actions, and our responses to the challenges we face. Although we don't know what the future holds, what we do know is that every discovery, every breakthrough, and every overcoming of a challenge brings us closer to a future in which humanity not only survives, but also finds its place in an infinite universe. So, as we advance in space exploration, let us continue dreaming, researching, and collaborating to make those dreams a reality. The cosmos is a vast and mysterious place, but it is also a field of infinite possibilities. With each step, each mission, and each advance in technology, we come closer to a humanity capable of understanding, inhabiting, and thriving beyond the borders of Earth. And on that journey, we will not only discover the universe, but we will also discover what we are capable of achieving, together, on this incredible journey called life. The cosmos, with its immensity, remains a field filled with uncertainty, but also with infinite possibilities. Every star, every planet, every asteroid invites us to discover more, to expand our understanding, and to question what we know about our place in the universe. Mars, with its dry land and bleak skies, is just a reflection of what we might eventually achieve if we persist in our quest. If humanity has the capacity to unite in the face of adversity, as history has proven time and again, then when faced with cosmic challenges, there is no doubt that we have the strength to rise to them. The future of humanity in space remains uncertain, but that is precisely what makes this journey so exciting. Although terraforming Mars or creating human colonies on other planets may seem like a distant dream, every step we take toward those goals brings us closer to making them a reality. However, this journey is not just about advancing technology and exploring new worlds. It is also about learning from the challenges the cosmos presents. Every space mission, every study of asteroids, every discovery on Mars and beyond brings us closer not only to a better understanding of our environment, but also to our very nature as human beings. The ability to adapt is what has allowed us to survive and thrive on Earth, despite the countless challenges we've faced throughout our history. And that same ability to adapt will be key if we ever face a cosmic threat, such as an asteroid impact. Humanity must not only prepare technologically for such events, but also mentally and emotionally, knowing that, despite our fragility, our ability to learn, innovate, and adapt is what allows us to move forward and face the unknown with hope. The study of asteroids and the trajectories of near-Earth objects is just one example of how we are learning to anticipate the unexpected. Although asteroids like 3I Atlas do not pose an immediate threat to our planet, their study teaches us how cosmic bodies can affect planets and, by extension, our survival. Each new discovery, each successful mission to study these objects, provides us with the tools we need to protect ourselves and to more deeply understand the risks to which we are exposed. But beyond technology, the real challenge is how we unite as a species to face the unknown. If the cosmos teaches us anything, it's that we are connected to everything around us. Every planet, every star, every galaxy plays a role in the vast fabric of the universe. Mars is not only a target of exploration, but also a reminder of our capacity to look beyond our borders and discover new ways of living, learning, and growing. 3I Atlas and other asteroids, while potentially destructive, also give us an opportunity to reflect on the fragility of our worlds and how we can protect them. Planetary defense, though still in its early stages, is a field that promises to change our view of how we relate to space. Just as humanity came together to confront global threats in the past, our collaboration in the face of a cosmic threat will be a testament to our ability to work together toward a common good. Combating asteroids is not only a matter of avoiding destruction, but also ensuring that, no matter what the future holds, we can do everything possible to protect what we value most: our planet, our civilization, and our ability to continue dreaming of a future beyond the stars. As we advance in space exploration, what truly matters is not just the knowledge we acquire about asteroids, planets, and the cosmos as a whole, but also how we use that knowledge to transform our world and build a sustainable future. The history of the universe is filled with catastrophic events, but it is also filled with stories of resilience, endurance, and overcoming. We, as humanity, have the power to write the next chapter of that story, and that chapter will not just be about survival, but about rebirth, learning, and continued growth, regardless of what the universe has in store for us. Mars, asteroids, and the mysteries of space invite us to move forward with courage and curiosity. As we face the challenges of the cosmos, let us not forget that our greatest strength lies in our ability to continue learning, adapting, and above all, working together. Adventuring to the stars is not only a journey into the unknown, but also a journey toward who we truly are as human beings, a species capable of imagining, exploring, and most importantly, finding ways to thrive even in the most difficult times. On this journey into the unknown, humanity's future is inevitably intertwined with the cosmos. Mars and asteroids, symbols of the challenges and opportunities of space, remind us that the universe is a constantly changing field, full of uncertainties, but also the promise of discovery. Despite the cosmic threats that may threaten us, our ability to adapt and evolve will remain our greatest strength. Exploration is not just an act of scientific curiosity, but an extension of our deep desire to learn more about our origin, our destiny, and our ability to transcend the barriers of the physical world. Every mission we undertake, every step we take toward understanding asteroids and planets beyond Earth, not only brings us closer to new knowledge, but also strengthens our unity as a species. Studying near-Earth asteroids and the trajectories of objects like 3I Atlas is not just a matter of monitoring or defense, but a reminder of our vulnerability and at the same time of our capacity to cope with the unexpected. If an asteroid were to impact Mars or even Earth, it would force us to rethink our relationship with space and recognize how ephemeral our existence can be in the face of vast and unpredictable cosmic processes. But beyond the dangers and challenges, space is an invitation to adventure, to limitless exploration, to the creation of a future beyond our atmosphere. Mars is not only a scientific goal, but also a symbol of what we could achieve as humanity. Efforts to colonize Mars, to terraform it and make it habitable, are not just a matter of expansion, but a reflection of our ability to imagine the impossible and make it a reality. The terraforming of Mars, for example, although still distant, is presented as one of the greatest human aspirations, a dream of making a desolate planet a home for future generations. As we continue on this journey, we realize that cosmic challenges are not only there to test our endurance, but also to teach us something profound about our very nature. Science has given us the tools to explore space, but the true key to the future is not just technology, but the mindset with which we face the unknown. While 3i Atlas is just one of many possible threats that exist in the universe, it shows us the importance of being prepared for the unexpected. It teaches us that although we cannot control cosmic forces, we can learn to adapt and use our creativity, ingenuity, and unity to confront them. And while advances in planetary defense remain a priority, the real challenge lies in how we manage our relationship with space, with the planets we explore, and with our own future. Protecting Earth or Mars from an impact is not just a matter of preventing a catastrophe, but also of reflecting on how we can live more responsibly with the risks of the universe. Space exploration is both a quest for knowledge and a responsibility not only to protect our planet, but to do so in ways that allow us to learn, grow, and adapt to the challenges ahead. Humanity has proven time and again that even in the face of the most unpredictable and terrifying, we are capable of finding solutions, reinventing ourselves, and overcoming what seemed insurmountable. Every space mission, every discovery, every new technology is proof that our ability to adapt and evolve is limited only by our imagination. If we one day face a massive impact or a cosmic challenge that threatens our survival, what will truly make the difference will not just be our technology, but how we respond as a society, as a global species. The cosmos is vast, and the risks are great, but our unity, our innovation, and our ability to dream and move forward together are what will take us beyond the stars. The path to a future beyond Earth is not just a journey to other planets, but a journey toward a better understanding of what it means to be human. Mars, asteroids, and the mysteries of space invite us to continue exploring, not just to conquer the universe, but to understand it, to adapt to it, and ultimately to find our place within it. And as we forge ahead, we must remember that the universe is not only filled with dangers, but also with opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to improve, and to make our existence something greater than the simple act of surviving. The future of humanity is in our hands. With every mission, every advancement, and every challenge, we get closer to a future where we can live not only on Earth, but also in the vast reaches of space. And while the road will be long and fraught with obstacles, what truly matters is how we choose to walk it, with fear and doubt, or with courage and curiosity. In the end, the universe offers us a blank canvas, waiting to be filled with the dreams, hopes, and achievements of a humanity determined to understand its place in the cosmos, and hopefully leave a lasting mark on the stars. As we continue our exploration, the universe continues to reveal both its dangers and its wonders, challenging us to expand the boundaries of what we thought possible. Humanity, despite being a young species in the vast history of the cosmos, has proven time and again that its curiosity and ability to overcome obstacles are the forces that drive it forward. Mars, asteroids, and the planets beyond our reach are not just dots on a map of space. They are challenges, yes, but they are also mirrors of our own struggle to understand and adapt to the unknown. Asteroids, like 3I Atlas, while posing a cosmic threat, are also an opportunity to learn about the risks of space and how we can protect ourselves from them. They teach us that although we cannot control what happens beyond our atmosphere, we can prepare for it. This preparation is not just about developing technologies to deflect asteroids or protect our planet, but about understanding that space is full of possibilities for humanity. Exploring the cosmos is not just a matter of science. It is also a way to reflect on our place in the universe and how we can improve our lives here on Earth. Every mission to Mars, every telescope we launch into space, every advance in planetary defense brings us a little closer to a future where we not only survive cosmic dangers, but learn to coexist with them. The lessons we learn from studying asteroids, planets, and stars not only provide us with the technology to protect ourselves, but also teach us something more fundamental: the importance of unity. Science, technology, and global cooperation are fundamental to meeting the challenges that space presents. But beyond that, what defines us as a species is our ability to work together, to face uncertainty, and to make decisions that benefit all of humanity. As we advance in our exploration, we must remember that the true measure of our success lies not only in what we discover, but in how we use that knowledge to create a safer and more equitable future. Mars, asteroids, and the other bodies of the solar system are not only destinations to explore, but also reminders of the risks and opportunities that space offers. If one day, as a species, we decide to inhabit other planets, it will be because we have learned to live more responsibly, both with our own planet and with the vast universe that surrounds us. The journey toward human expansion beyond Earth is filled with uncertainty, but also with infinite possibilities. Every step toward colonizing Mars, every advancement in planetary defense technology, brings us closer to an era where we not only understand the cosmos, but also find ways to thrive in it. Technology is giving us the tools to explore, but it is our curiosity, our ability to adapt, and our willingness to work together that will truly take us to the stars. As we look to the future, we must remember that the cosmos is not just a challenge, but an opportunity. Humanity has proven its ability to overcome adversity, and the universe, with all its mysteries, remains a vast and unexplored field, full of opportunities for those willing to dream beyond what we know. Mars, the asteroids, and beyond call us to continue exploring, not only to conquer, but also to understand, learn, and above all, thrive. Every mission to space, every breakthrough, is a testament to what we can achieve when we unite our curiosity, our science, and our desire to explore. In the end, the true purpose of our journey is not just to go further, but to learn how we live, how we face challenges, and how we can make our existence something bigger than ourselves. The journey continues, and while the future remains uncertain, what we know for sure is that the universe is full of possibilities, and humanity, with its resilience and its capacity to dream, is poised to seize them. As humanity advances on this cosmic journey, space exploration invites us to question not only our future, but our very essence. As we look beyond the confines of Earth, we discover a universe in which the fragility of our planet clashes with the vastness and unpredictability of the cosmos. Mars as a possible new home, and asteroids as potential hazards, challenge us to rethink our position in this immense space and to recognize that our true strength lies in our ability to learn, adapt, and move forward despite the uncertainties that surround us. The study of asteroids and the threats they could pose reminds us that, although we cannot control what happens in space, we have the power to anticipate it, learn from it, and take steps to protect ourselves. But beyond science and technology, the greatest challenge is how we respond as a species to the unknown. If a massive asteroid were to change the course of life on Earth or Mars, what would truly make the difference would not only be our ability to deflect the object, but how we choose to confront the crisis as a global community. Cooperation, teamwork, and innovation are our best tools to face the challenges that space poses. The exploration of Mars, beyond being a scientific project, is also a reflection on our own existence. What does it mean to live on a planet that, on its surface, seems so inhospitable? And why, despite this, do we continue to search for ways to inhabit it? The answer lies not only in the possibility of terraforming it or adapting its conditions to our needs, but also in our ability to transform and improve what we already have. Mars, in this sense, is a reflection of our ability to dream the impossible and make it achievable. As with Earth, the exploration of Mars and the struggle to colonize it are not only attempts to expand our physical boundaries, but to expand our boundaries of knowledge, of what we can achieve as humanity. Asteroids like 3I Atlas, although initially seen as threats, are also opportunities. Opportunities to learn more about the universe, about the processes that shape planets, about the history of our solar system, and about what can happen when cosmic chaos intersects with planetary stability. These events may seem beyond our control, but what we learn from them can help us understand how to protect ourselves and adapt to change, whether human-caused or caused by the natural forces of the universe. Every discovery, every advance in space technology, and every mission to Mars brings us not only closer to other worlds, but also to a deeper understanding of ourselves. What does it truly mean to be human in such a vast and unpredictable universe? The answer, it seems, lies in our ability to look beyond our homeland and see the cosmos not as a distant place, but as a space that is intrinsically linked to our existence, our aspirations, and our desire to explore the unknown. The journey into space is not just to other planets. It is also a journey toward a deeper understanding of who we are, what we are made of, and what we are capable of achieving. What the cosmos teaches us in the end is that challenges are inevitable, but how we face them depends on our willingness to learn, adapt, and overcome adversity. The future, on Earth, on Mars, and beyond, will depend on our ability to respond to the unexpected with creativity, collaboration, and determination. No matter how great the cosmic threat, what matters is how we choose to confront it. The universe may be unforgiving, but as long as humanity is willing to dream, innovate, and unite in a common effort, there will always be hope, and there will always be more to discover. In the end, the true goal of space exploration is not simply to reach other planets, but also to transform our future here on Earth. The science, technology, and international collaboration that allow us to explore Mars and other worlds are the same tools that will help us protect our planet, improve our lives, and move toward a more promising future. As we move forward into the unknown, we must remember that the journey itself is as important as the destination. Every step we take, every mission we undertake, brings us not only closer to the stars, but also closer to the humanity we aspire to. B. A species capable of looking to the cosmos with hope and determination, willing to learn from its lessons and make a lasting impact both on Earth and in the stars. The universe remains a vast mystery that invites humanity to explore, learn, and grow. As we continue our journey to the stars, each new discovery not only expands our understanding of the cosmos, but also of ourselves. Mars, 3I Atlas, and nearby asteroids are not only scientific landmarks, but also symbols of the challenges we face and the opportunities they provide to evolve as a species. Every mission to Mars, every attempt to deflect an asteroid, is a testament to our ability to adapt to the unexpected, to look beyond the known, and to dream of a better future. Space exploration is not only about understanding the planets and stars, but also about delving into what it means to be part of such a vast and ever-changing universe. And although the cosmos is full of uncertainty, humanity has a unique strength: our ability to persist, learn, and adapt. What is clear is that we cannot control the universe, but we can control our response to the challenges it presents. Preparedness and global cooperation will be key to facing cosmic threats, such as asteroid impacts or even more unpredictable events. And while threats from the cosmos remain a concern, our ability to unite and work together in the face of them will undoubtedly be our greatest strength. If we one day face a catastrophic cosmic event, whether on Mars or on Earth, what will truly make the difference will be our response as a species. If, as humanity, we can learn to adapt, be resilient and innovate, then we will not only be able to survive, but also thrive amidst the unknown. The universe is a vast and challenging place, but it is also full of opportunities, discoveries, and new beginnings. And humanity, with its ability to dream and unite, has the power to transform these challenges into springboards to a better future. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we are not only approaching the stars, but also a deeper understanding of ourselves. Every step we take brings us closer to a future where we not only understand the universe, but also find ways to live more harmoniously with it. The journey toward human expansion beyond Earth is an invitation to reflection, innovation, and above all, global cooperation. The history of humanity has been a story of overcoming challenges, and the future promises to be even greater. Although the cosmos remains a place filled with uncertainty, humanity has proven time and again that we are capable of facing whatever lies ahead. With every advancement, every mission, and every discovery, we move closer to a future where humanity not only understands the cosmos, but also learns to coexist with it, thrive in its vastness, and learn from every challenge it presents. In the end, what matters is not just what we discover in space, but how we use it to transform our world. If we ever succeed in terraforming Mars, colonizing other planets, or deflecting asteroids, it will be because we have learned to adapt, collaborate, and innovate. The universe is vast, but humanity has an infinite capacity to learn, to explore, and to build a better future. Every step we take brings us closer to a humanity that, instead of fearing the unknown, embraces it with curiosity and determination, always seeking new frontiers to conquer. As humanity reaches for the stars, the exploration of the cosmos becomes an endless quest not only for knowledge, but for meaning. As we unravel the secrets of asteroids, Mars, and distant planets, we encounter an essential truth. Our existence in this vast universe is fleeting, but our capacity to adapt and learn is infinite. Each new mission, each new observation, brings us not only closer to the mysteries of the cosmos, but also to a deeper understanding of who we are as a species. 3I Atlas and other nearby asteroids are not just objects of study, but cosmic lessons that challenge us to think about our future and how we can prepare for the unexpected. If an asteroid like this could alter the course of a planet, as it would Mars, what does this mean for our own survival? The answer lies not just in monitoring and technology, but in human resilience. The threats we face are great, but the real question is, are we ready to face them together? Through planetary defense missions and advances in space science, we are learning to anticipate cosmic threats. However, the knowledge we acquire not only has the potential to save us from catastrophe, but also to broaden our understanding of the vulnerability and resilience of our world. As a species, we are not insulated from cosmic dangers, but our ability to prepare and adapt gives us the opportunity to continue our journey into the unknown with confidence. Mars remains a central focus of our exploration, not only because of its similarities to Earth, but also because of its potential. If an asteroid like 3I Atlas were to strike this planet, the consequences would be profound, but not fatal to our ambition to colonize space. In fact, such an event could give us new insights into how to transform a barren planet into a viable home. Just as human history has been marked by catastrophes and recoveries, the cosmos teaches us that even amidst destruction, there may be new opportunities to rebuild and adapt. The knowledge we gain from studying Mars and other planets is not only scientific, it also mirrors our own evolution. Each step in space exploration leads us to a better understanding of what it means to be human. In the vast expanse of the universe, our existence may seem insignificant, but it is precisely this awareness of our fragility that drives us to continue exploring, learning, and most importantly, creating. Asteroids and cosmic threats challenge us to be more resourceful, to not surrender to the unknown, but to find new ways to confront it. Throughout our history, we have proven time and again that, even when adversity stalks us, we always have the ability to get up and keep going. Cosmic threats are just the latest reminder that the universe, with all its relentless forces, is not meant to destroy us, but to inspire us. If we ever face a cosmic crisis, it will be our determination, our innovation, and our collective will that will allow us to carry on. Humanity's true strength lies not in avoiding risks, but in how we respond to them, how we come together to learn and thrive amid uncertainty. Just as Mars presents itself as a field of possibilities, so too is Earth. We are not only on a journey to explore space, but also to learn how to live better on our own planet. Exploration of the cosmos seeks not only to extend our physical limits, but also to expand our awareness, our understanding, and our ability to coexist with our surroundings. As we look to the future, we must remember that every scientific advancement, every space mission, is not only a step toward other worlds, but also a step toward a better future here on Earth. The journey into the cosmos remains uncertain, but with each step we take, we are closer to a future where humanity not only survives, but thrives beyond its home on Earth. And as we gaze toward the stars, let us remember that what matters most is not what we find out there, but what we learn from all that lies ahead. Ultimately, the true adventure lies in the journey, in our ability to adapt, innovate, and move forward, no matter what the universe has in store for us. Because in the end, humanity has always had an innate drive to look beyond, to the future, and to the stars. As we venture deeper into this vast universe, we continue to move forward with the same determination that has driven us throughout our history. Each new step in space exploration is not only a step into the unknown, but also an opportunity to redefine our relationship with the cosmos. Asteroids like 3I Atlas and Mars exploration teach us more than just scientific facts. They teach us about our ability to adapt, about human resilience in the face of the unpredictable, and about the profound desire to discover what lies beyond the visible. What is clear is that while cosmic threats will always be present, what truly distinguishes us as a species is our ability to evolve and confront them. Planetary defense, asteroid-deflecting missions, and constant technological innovation are just some of the ways we are preparing for the future. But the greatest challenge lies not solely in science or technology, but in our ability to unite as humanity and face the unknown with an open mind and a determined heart. Mars, as our next frontier, remains a symbol of the infinite possibilities we have as a species. It's not just about conquering another planet, but about understanding how we can live in a hostile environment, how we can learn to adapt to new conditions, and how we can apply that knowledge to improve our lives here on Earth. Terraforming Mars may seem like a daunting task, but every advance in that process is a reflection of our ability to transform the impossible into the possible. And it's not just about Mars. Studying near-Earth asteroids, like 3I Atlas, also gives us valuable insight into how cosmic nature affects both Earth and other planets. Every asteroid we discover, every impact we simulate, gives us a better understanding of what would happen if one of these massive objects collided with a planet. But beyond the immediate threat, it also teaches us to see space as a place full of opportunities, lessons we can apply to Earth, and paths we can follow to improve our way of life. The future of humanity is deeply tied to our ability to adapt and overcome adversity. While the universe is full of threats and mysteries, it is also full of opportunities to learn and grow. Mars, the asteroids, and all the bodies of the cosmos invite us to look beyond the borders of our world, to imagine what we could achieve if we were able to apply our ingenuity, creativity, and solidarity to transform challenges into triumphs. But at the same time, the cosmos also reminds us to be mindful of what we have. Earth is our home, and protecting it remains our most important responsibility. Space exploration is not only about expanding beyond Earth, but also about learning how to care for, preserve, and enhance it. As we advance in research and exploration, we must keep in mind that every step in space must be accompanied by a firm commitment to sustainability, to the protection of our planet, and to the well-being of all future generations. On the horizon of our exploration, the universe remains an enigma, full of secrets, waiting to be discovered. Humanity, like the asteroids roaming the cosmos, is a constantly moving journey, seeking new destinations and new opportunities to learn. Although the future remains uncertain, humanity has an infinite capacity to dream, adapt, and thrive, regardless of the risks we may encounter along the way. Every mission, every advance in science, and every cosmic challenge we face brings us closer to a future where we not only understand the universe, but also learn to live in it. And in the end, space exploration will not only be a journey to other planets, but a journey toward a future where humanity not only survives, but with every step we take, continues to look out into the cosmos with curiosity, hope, and the certainty that in that vast universe there will always be something new to learn, something new to discover, and something new to build.